A human-centered approach to solving complex project challenges in a world where projects fail not because of poor execution but because they solve the wrong problems. A new mindset is needed. One that begins with understanding people. Design thinking flips the script on traditional project management by asking not just how to deliver a solution, but why the solution matters in the first place. It empowers project managers to look beyond spreadsheets and timelines and into the real lives of the users they serve. If you've ever delivered a project that met every milestone but still fell flat with its audience, design thinking might be the game-changing approach you've been missing. In today's fast-paced, innovation-driven environment, simply delivering a project on time and within budget is no longer enough. Organizations are under pressure to create solutions that are not only efficient but also meaningful, relevant, and user-centered. This is where design thinking steps in, a mindset and methodology that puts empathy, experimentation, and problem reframing at the heart of every project. Originally rooted in the world of design and product development, design thinking has now found powerful applications in fields like healthcare, education, government, and most notably, project management. It empowers project managers and teams to deeply understand stakeholder needs, challenge assumptions, and explore bold ideas before investing heavily in execution. By focusing on solving the right problem for the right people, design thinking enhances the way we define project goals, engage with stakeholders, and deliver value. When applied correctly, it can dramatically improve innovation, reduce risk, and ensure that what we deliver actually resonates with users. This article explores what design thinking is, how it aligns with project management, its benefits, challenges, and the future it holds in reshaping how we lead and deliver projects. 1. Understanding design thinking in project management, PM. Design thinking is more than a methodology, it's a mindset. At its core, it's about putting the human experience at the center of problem solving. Traditional project management often emphasizes scope, time, cost, and quality constraints. While these are critical for execution, they don't necessarily guarantee that a project will deliver real value to the end user. Design thinking bridges this gap by ensuring that what we build is not just technically correct, but also emotionally resonant and practically relevant. Originally developed by designers and popularized by institutions like IDEO and Stanford's D. School, design thinking focuses on understanding users' needs through empathy, solving the right problem through definition and reframing, and testing solutions early through iteration. This approach has become especially relevant in today's business landscape, where complexity, ambiguity, and rapidly changing customer expectations are the norm. When applied to project management, design thinking doesn't replace established frameworks like PMI, Prince2, or Agile, it complements them. It enhances planning and execution by injecting user insights and creative thinking into the earliest phases of a project. For example, instead of assuming that stakeholder requirements are complete and accurate at the start, a design thinking-oriented PM will actively explore and validate those needs with real users before defining the solution scope. The result is a fundamental shift, from managing tasks to managing value. Projects become not just a checklist of deliverables, but vehicles for innovation and impact. Teams are encouraged to ask deeper questions such as, who are we designing this for, and what do they truly need? Are we solving the right problem, or just the most obvious one? How might we explore unexpected ideas that could lead to better outcomes? By reframing problems and focusing on human-centric solutions, design thinking leads to outcomes that resonate more deeply with users, drive higher adoption, and create longer-term value. In this way, it elevates the role of project management from a delivery function to a strategic enabler of change. 2. Core principles of design thinking. Design thinking is not just a process, it is a philosophy grounded in human-centered values and creative confidence. At the heart of this approach lie a set of core principles that transform how project teams perceive and address challenges. When these principles are integrated into project management, they enable teams to navigate uncertainty, uncover hidden opportunities, and create solutions that resonate deeply with stakeholders. Empathy. Empathy is the starting point of design thinking. It compels project teams to move beyond assumptions and statistics and truly understand users' lived experiences. Through interviews, shadowing, observation, and immersion, project managers can gain insights into what users feel, think, and value. Empathy ensures that solutions are not just technically sound but emotionally and practically relevant. It reframes the project's goal from delivering a product to improving lives. Collaboration design thinking thrives on cross-functional collaboration. Instead of working in silos, team members from various disciplines, design, engineering, marketing, operations, and more, are brought together to co-create solutions. This diversity fuels innovation, encourages richer problem-solving, and increases team alignment. In project management, this collaborative principle fosters a culture of shared ownership, where each stakeholder contributes to the project vision and outcome. Iteration rather than seeking perfection in a single plan or execution cycle, design thinking promotes experimentation and iteration. Ideas are quickly translated into prototypes, which are then tested and refined based on real feedback. This reduces the risk of investing heavily in untested concepts and encourages early course correction, a valuable practice in any dynamic project environment. In PM, this means less rework, faster learning, and higher quality results. Problem reframing often, the problem a project is trying to solve is not the real issue. Design thinking teaches teams to pause and challenge initial assumptions. Through root cause analysis, how might we, questions, and redefinition workshops, teams are encouraged to reframe the problem and focus on the right opportunity. This leads to more targeted solutions and helps avoid wasting resources on the wrong goals. Creativity and ideation innovation is born when ideas are allowed to flow freely. Design thinking promotes creative ideation without fear of failure. Brainstorming sessions, mind maps, and other tools help teams explore bold and unconventional possibilities. In project management, this principle is a reminder that constraints shouldn't kill creativity, they should channel it. Encouraging innovation in the planning stage often leads to breakthrough solutions in the delivery stage. 3. The 5 stages of design thinking. Design thinking follows a structured yet flexible 5-stage process that guides teams from discovering user needs to delivering meaningful solutions. These stages, empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test, form a nonlinear, iterative framework that supports creative problem-solving and continuous learning. When applied to project management, this process ensures that teams stay focused on people, purpose, and performance. A. Empathize. Understand the user. This stage is all about building a deep, emotional understanding of the people you're designing for. Project teams observe, engage, and immerse themselves in the user's environment to uncover their real experiences, pain points, desires, and behaviors. Tools like user interviews, ethnographic research, journey mapping, and shadowing are employed here. PM application. In project management, empathy helps uncover requirements that stakeholders may not explicitly express. It brings clarity to what success truly looks like from the end user's perspective, which can dramatically improve project alignment and stakeholder satisfaction. B. Define. Reframe the problem. Once enough insight is gathered, teams synthesize their findings to craft a clear and compelling problem statement. This is not just a technical or functional description, it's a human-centered challenge that reflects the needs and aspirations uncovered during empathy work. PM application. Instead of jumping straight to a solution, project managers using design thinking focus on problem reframing. This ensures that the team is solving the right problem, preventing costly misdirection and enabling more focused and impactful project planning. C. Ideate. Explore creative possibilities. With a well-defined problem, the team generates a broad range of creative ideas without judgment. The goal here is quantity and diversity. No idea is too wild or impractical in the early stages. Techniques like brainstorming, brainwriting, Scamper, and mind mapping help stimulate innovative thinking. PM application. For project managers, ideation is a powerful way to explore multiple pathways before committing to a single solution. It breaks away from conventional thinking and encourages input from various team members, fostering collaboration and co-ownership. D. Prototype. Build to think. Ideas begin to take physical form through low-fidelity prototypes such as sketches, mock-ups, role-playing, paper interfaces, or digital wireframes. These are not final solutions but experiments, tangible models that help teams and users explore how a concept might work in practice. PM application. Prototyping in PM allows teams to test assumptions early, visualize outcomes, and gather feedback before large investments are made. It reduces risk by surfacing flaws, usability issues, or overlooked opportunities early in the project lifecycle. Test. Learn and refine. In this final, but often repeated, stage, prototypes are tested with real users to collect feedback, observe reactions, and evaluate performance. Insights from testing help refine ideas, adjust project scope, or even return to earlier stages if necessary. PM application. Testing aligns well with agile, iterative project cycles. It allows project managers to validate deliverables against real-world needs and to pivot quickly when expectations or conditions change. Continuous user feedback ensures that the final outcome is not only functional but also meaningful. Why this process matters in PM. This 5-stage model empowers project teams to move away from rigid, linear thinking and toward flexibility, empathy, and innovation. It aligns perfectly with modern project management methodologies like Agile and Lean, encouraging experimentation and rapid adaptation. Most importantly, it transforms projects from mechanical executions to value-driven experiences, guided by real human needs and informed by constant learning. 4. Integrating design thinking into project lifecycle. Incorporating design thinking into the traditional project lifecycle adds a new dimension to how projects are conceived, planned, and executed. Rather than replacing standard PM phases, design thinking enhances them by injecting user focus, flexibility, and creativity throughout. Initiation phase. During initiation, design thinking contributes by helping teams deeply understand the problem context and user needs. Empathy work, such as interviews, observations, or stakeholder workshops, can uncover pain points and unmet needs that reshape the project's purpose. Planning phase. Design thinking encourages teams to approach planning as a dynamic, user-centered activity. Instead of rigid work breakdown structures alone, teams include iterative prototyping and feedback loops as part of the roadmap. This ensures plans reflect real needs and not just assumptions. Execution phase. As teams begin to deliver the project, design thinking encourages ongoing ideation and testing. Prototypes, MVPs, minimum viable products, and early deliverables can be validated with users to ensure alignment. This results in a more agile, responsive execution style. Monitoring and controlling. Design thinking supports continuous refinement through frequent user feedback and testing. It adds qualitative insights to the metrics-driven monitoring process and helps teams adjust more effectively to emerging challenges. Closing phase. In the closing phase, the human-centric lens of design thinking evaluates the solution's real-world impact. Lessons learned focus not just on deliverables, but on value delivered, user satisfaction, and potential for future improvement. By embedding design thinking throughout the lifecycle, project managers ensure that each phase remains user-driven, outcome-focused, and adaptable to change. 5. Benefits of applying design thinking in project management. Design thinking offers several transformative benefits when applied to project environments, especially those that are complex, fast-paced, or user-dependent. Deeper user understanding. Empathy ensures that projects are grounded in genuine user needs, leading to solutions that are more accepted, effective, and impactful. Innovation and differentiation. By fostering ideation and creative risk-taking, design thinking helps teams discover novel solutions that differentiate products, services, or processes in competitive markets. Improved stakeholder engagement. The collaborative and iterative nature of design thinking brings stakeholders into the process early and often, increasing transparency, trust, and buy-in. Reduced risk of failure. Frequent prototyping and testing help uncover flaws early, reducing the chances of major rework later in the project. It supports fail fast, learn fast cultures. Better cross-functional collaboration. Design thinking encourages the blending of diverse perspectives, improving communication between business, technical, and user teams. Enhanced adaptability. Its iterative process supports agility, allowing teams to pivot as needs evolve, new information emerges, or stakeholder priorities shift. Increased value delivery. Ultimately, design thinking focuses on solving the right problem, leading to outcomes that matter, not just outputs that meet specs. 6. Challenges and considerations in adopting design thinking. While the benefits are compelling, integrating design thinking into PM is not without its hurdles. Understanding these challenges helps teams prepare for smoother adoption. Cultural resistance. Organizations rooted in traditional or hierarchical practices may resist the open-ended, user-driven nature of design thinking. Teams may need time and leadership support to embrace a more exploratory mindset. Time and resource pressure. Design thinking's iterative cycles can initially seem slower, especially in deadline-driven environments. However, the time invested upfront often prevents costly errors later. Lack of skills or training. Not all team members may be familiar with empathy research, ideation techniques, or rapid prototyping. Training or hiring for these skills may be necessary. Integration with existing frameworks. Blending design thinking with methodologies like Agile, Waterfall, or hybrid models can be challenging without a clear strategy. It requires thoughtful mapping of where design activities best fit. Measurement difficulties. Design thinking outcomes, like user delight or emotional resonance, are sometimes harder to quantify than traditional KPIs. Project managers need to balance soft and hard metrics. Overemphasis on ideation. Teams may get stuck in the ideation phase without moving forward decisively. Strong facilitation and governance ensure momentum and delivery. Design thinking is not a plug-and-play solution. It requires a shift in mindset, culture, and sometimes methodology. But with intention and leadership, it becomes a powerful enhancer of project outcomes. 7. Tools and techniques used in design thinking for PM. To effectively apply design thinking in project management, teams rely on a wide range of tools and techniques that support empathy, ideation, and iterative development. These tools not only facilitate better understanding of problems and users but also promote structured creativity, collaboration, and feedback-driven decision-making. Empathy tools. User interviews. One-on-one conversations to gather qualitative insights about users' needs, motivations, and frustrations. Empathy maps. Visual frameworks that help teams synthesize user thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and pain points. Persona development. Fictional yet data-informed user archetypes that represent different user types involved in or affected by the project. Customer journey maps. Diagrams that depict the full experience of a user interacting with a product or service, identifying touchpoints and pain areas. Problem definition tools. Point of view, POV, statements. Short problem definitions framed from the user's perspective to guide ideation. How might we? HMW. Questions. Open-ended questions that reframe challenges into opportunities for creative solutioning. Ideation tools. Brainstorming. A fast-paced, judgment-free session to generate as many ideas as possible. Scamper. A technique that prompts innovation through structured prompts. Substitute, combine, adapt, modify, put to another use, eliminate, and reverse. Mind mapping. Visual diagrams that explore ideas branching from a central challenge. Prototyping and testing tools. Storyboarding. Sequential illustrations that map out user interactions with a potential solution. Wireframes and mockups. Visual representations of digital interfaces or products. Paper prototypes. Low fidelity, quick sketches of physical or digital tools to test concepts. User testing sessions. Live or virtual interactions where users try out early-stage prototypes and provide feedback. Collaboration and visualization tools. Miro, Mural. Digital whiteboards for real-time collaboration in remote or hybrid settings. Design sprints. A structured 5-day process to move from idea to tested prototype rapidly. Post-it notes and Kanban boards. Tangible ways to organize tasks, ideas, and insights collaboratively in physical or virtual environments. These tools help bring design thinking to life within a project setting, fostering alignment, speeding up learning cycles, and maintaining focus on user needs at every stage. 8. Real-world use cases of design thinking in project management. Design thinking is no longer limited to design teams or startups. It's being widely adopted across industries to solve complex problems, improve project outcomes, and deliver human-centered value. Below are several compelling examples that illustrate how design thinking has reshaped projects in real-world contexts. Healthcare system redesign. A hospital system in the US applied design thinking to redesign its patient intake and discharge process. By conducting patient journey mapping and engaging with patients and staff, they uncovered systemic frustrations such as long wait times and confusing paperwork. Prototyping new workflows resulted in a 30% improvement in patient satisfaction and faster processing times. Success driven by empathy and iterative testing. Banking and financial services. A European bank used design thinking to develop a mobile banking app targeting millennials. Instead of starting with a tech-first approach, they interviewed users to understand financial habits and anxieties. Ideation and prototyping cycles led to a feature-rich, user-friendly interface that improved app adoption and customer engagement. The project combined agile sprints with design thinking practices for maximum adaptability. Government and public services. A municipal government used design thinking to improve its permitting process. Through stakeholder interviews, it became clear that citizens were confused by legal jargon and inconsistent steps. A cross-functional team co-created a simplified online platform. Testing with citizens led to changes in language and user flow, cutting processing time by half and improving transparency. Product development in tech. A SaaS company integrated design thinking into its project management workflow to improve its onboarding process for enterprise clients. Empathy research uncovered pain points related to data migration and integration. Through prototyping and feedback, the team developed a modular onboarding toolkit that reduced churn and improved time to value metrics. Education and e-learning. An online education platform applied design thinking to create more engaging courses for adult learners. By interviewing non-traditional students, they learned that motivation and time management were key barriers. Prototypes included gamification features and AI-based reminders, which were then refined based on feedback, resulting in significantly higher course completion rates. Why these cases matter. These examples show that design thinking is adaptable, scalable, and impactful across sectors. By focusing on users first and aligning project execution around their real needs, organizations can boost innovation, improve usability, reduce waste, and ultimately create solutions that matter. As project environments grow more complex and unpredictable, the ability to adapt, empathize, and innovate becomes a competitive advantage. Design thinking provides a powerful framework for project managers to break away from rigid, task-driven methods and embrace a more human-centered, flexible approach to problem-solving. By incorporating empathy, creativity, rapid prototyping, and continuous feedback into the project lifecycle, design thinking doesn't just help us deliver projects, it helps us deliver the right outcomes. Whether you're managing a product launch, process redesign, or digital transformation initiative, design thinking offers tools and mindsets that can elevate the value of your work. In the end, project success isn't just about checking boxes or meeting KPIs. It's about making an impact. Design thinking reminds us to listen deeply, test boldly, and build solutions that matter. For the modern project manager, this isn't just an advantage, it's a necessity.